Hi, welcome to Coach's Corner. I am the sports writer Jenna Sanders here with Coach Ratliff and Coach Decourcy. So far, how has your season been going for both of you?
For junior varsity football right now, we're 1-1. We've had a pretty good start, played pretty well in both games, and probably could have won both games, but definitely played pretty well in game 2. So we're 1-1 right now.
And so far, so good for us also. We are 14-4 right now, so things are going well.
All right, so do either of you have any standout players that we should be looking for, maybe looking for them on varsity the next year or anything like that?
We have a couple guys who are really performing pretty well. Quarterback Hunter Lawson's doing real well. He may see some time on the varsity next year. Another running back named Kalen Sims has had 2 really good games and very little playing time right now because he's going to get a little bit of time in the varsity as well. So we're looking good offensively. Defensively wise, our defensive front's looking pretty good, and a couple of guys like Ashley McFarland looking pretty good on defense.
We have a few girls, got a couple of sophomores that are playing really well. Megan Lee is playing really well, an outside hitter for us. Okay, Kelly Haas is our setter, and she's doing really well. So both those girls are sophomores and could theoretically move up. And then Elena Burdican also is playing outside, and she's playing middle for us today also because of injuries, and she's pretty versatile. So all 3 of those girls, I think, have an inside track. Okay, but that doesn't mean that some of our freshmen can't move up too. So. Yeah.
Okay, so since you guys are both JV coaches, what is your focus for getting them to move up, or is it just kind of overall like getting them ready, or?
Our biggest thing, and our JV practices with the varsity, but we're big on fundamentals and getting the right fundamentals, and then the athletic ability as they grow older and get stronger will hopefully prepare them for the varsity level. So we're big on getting the right technique down. If they can get the right technique down, they hopefully would be able to play on Friday nights.
And I'm pretty much the same. For us, it's how many touches can the girls get with the ball? How many. We're working on fundamentals, making sure they get into games, making sure they get playing time, that kind of thing. Just more and more experience, and to try to get the touches and the experience and everything right, the fundamentals right. Yeah.
Other than fundamentals, is there anything that you do to try to prepare them for each game or even future games?
For us, we try to implement as much of the stuff that they're doing on the varsity, on the JV level. And put them in situations where they can be successful on that, so that when they see it on the varsity level, hopefully they'll be able to react the way they need to on the varsity level.
Same thing. We play a system that's very similar to the varsity, and we also like to have a little bit of have some fun while we're doing this too. So yeah, so those are our goals. Try to back up what varsity's doing, and then to have a good time while we're doing it too. Yeah.
Since you try to back up what varsity's doing, do you both think that they are capable of getting up to that varsity level very easily, or do you think there's going to be a lot of work?
I'll put this on the spot.
I would say work is really important. I mean, I've been coaching now underclassmen on football for the last 3 years, and it's a tough journey. And these kids who have been playing with their age bracket for such a long period of time are used to playing every down, and now they're at the point where there's older kids playing a lot of downs and they're having to watch. It's really hard. So if they can figure out how to transition and play with older people, then they'll move that way. And that's been the hardest thing for us is telling these young kids, hey, you've got sophomores and juniors that are ahead of you right now. You got to work as hard as them and try to beat them out in their position. And that's the hard part.
Right, and it's really, really competitive. You move up to the varsity, it's much more competitive. It's not like we're trying to get people some playing time, we're trying to get them reps, that kind of stuff. But on varsity, it's like whoever number 1 is going to play that spot. So it's really competitive kind of thing. So we give people the opportunity to try to improve, but that's entirely up to them as to whether or not they're going to make it.
Other than the competitiveness and having upperclassmen above them, is there anything else that makes the transition very hard from just like a rec league to something that's more competitive?
I think he kind of played on it. It's the all through their playing career, they're expecting playing time, and when you get to the varsity level, it's the best players play, and it doesn't matter where they are. And a lot of people are comfortable with that. When they're not quite ready to play, they're not comfortable sitting and watching, and it could cause some issues.
Right, because the coach's job on the varsity level is to evaluate and put the right person in there. You know, who do I feel is going to be the best person for this particular position on this particular down or this particular situation? So that's entirely up to the kids on that one. Yeah.
And that's the hardest part, I think. I think for the kids it is.
Okay, so since both of you guys are playing tonight, what do you expect from that game?
Well, we're playing a pretty good team in Northgate, and we saw Friday night Northgate's pretty good on the varsity level. So I'm expecting them to be pretty good on the JV level too. So we're hoping that we'll be competitive, and we're hoping that we'll come out with a little bit of fire and try to avenge what happened last Friday night in the varsity game.
Yeah, we've got 3 different teams coming tonight. We've seen all 3 of these before, and we have competed against all 3, and we hope to compete against them again. Right, be competitive.
Okay, thank you guys for your time, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on Coach's Corner.
Thank you.
Yep.